guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the last video of the one-on-one versus me and Bone Collector. As you guys could tell, it came down to the wire. If you haven't seen that video yet, make sure to go check it out. So today, I wanted to address something I've been seeing on YouTube. Like we saw before, there was a lot of one-on-one talk going on about who the best YouTube hoopers were, ranking YouTube hoopers. I ranked my top 50 YouTube hoopers, which I'll put in the bio below. What I've been seeing going around now is a single elimination one-on-one YouTube hooper bracket. And the one I saw, I don't know how people consider putting certain people in these brackets. I don't know how they choose them, what goes through their mind when they come up with the winners. Someone put out a single elimination YouTube Hooper one-on-one tournament, and in my opinion, it was way off. So today, I'm gonna give you my 32-person YouTube Hooper one-on-one tournament bracket.
I'm so Austin Mills with the wrist, yeah, yeah. I'm so Austin Mills with the wrist, yeah, yeah. So Austin Mills with the wrist, yeah, yeah. I don't think I can miss, yeah.
Alright guys, before we get started, if you haven't dropped a like yet, make sure you drop a like below. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We just hit 40,000, next is 50,000. We're actually almost at 41,000 already. Videos are crushing, you guys are supporting. I appreciate all the love. Now, I don't know how they choose these brackets. I don't know how they choose certain YouTubers over others. I don't know if it's because I only have 40K, I'm not at 100K. I don't know what the threshold is, but I got 40K, my numbers are doing pretty well. I'm considering myself a YouTube hooper at this point. I was left off of the bracket, which I didn't even include myself on this bracket, but I felt like I should have been on that bracket. And in my opinion, as a hooper, you always think you can win it. I mean, in my opinion, if there was a tournament, I think I would win it. You have to have confidence in yourself. Whether you're a basketball player, whatever you do, you have to have confidence in yourself. But I'm not including myself in this bracket. I believe I did the top 32. Maybe you could substitute some people in and out, but I believe these are the top 32 YouTube hoopers. And these are YouTube hoopers that you guys mentioned that I put some Instagram hoopers in there before. These are YouTube hoopers. I'll give you the top 32, what matchups I chose, and I'll break that down right now. So I'm not choosing any winners today. That will be in the future video. I'll do 32 down to 16, down to 8, down to 4, down to 2, down to a winner. Today, I'm just gonna do the 32, why I chose the 32, and why I chose the matchups. If you look at the other videos, the matchups aren't great. The matchups are kind of all over the place. When you do a bracket, when you watch March Madness, how you do a bracket is you choose kind of your top seeds in the 4 regions, which are here, here, and here. And then you kind of match up after that. You do kind of like the lower seeds versus the higher seeds, and then in between, you get some closer games. For the most part, as an overview, the higher seeds are gonna win all these games. There's a big discrepancy between the top seeds and the lower seeds. Now let me start in the top left corner. I based a lot of this off my top 50 YouTube hooper list. As one of my 1 seeds, I have Filet. I got Filet and Duke Dennis. I haven't seen Duke play much. I just know that he's a YouTube hooper. I paired him with Filet. I think it would be a good matchup, but I think Filet wins easily. Like, I think it would be semi-competitive, but I think Filet wins easily. I put Duke Dennis against him because they can compete physically, but I think skill-wise, it's just a huge discrepancy. That's a good like opener matchup. Next we go Famous, Los, and Flight. I tried to do, you know, a higher seed versus a lower seed. I definitely consider Flight a lower seed. I put them against each other because they're both kind of like comedians, and I think it would be a really entertaining game to watch. Next I got Tanner Morgan and DC Heat. So these are 2 very solid basketball players. I think that Tanner Morgan is a little bit better than him and is taller than him, which I think DC Heat would have some issues, but I think this is a pretty fair matchup. They both played organized basketball. They both played a competitive basketball, so that would be a really interesting matchup to watch. Next I got Friga and Soul Illuminati. Again, another pretty good matchup. Physically a good matchup. Friga played obviously very competitive basketball. I don't know that much about Soul Illuminati. I've seen him play a few times, but I haven't seen too much on him. I think that that would be a really good first round matchup. Next I got Chris Staples, who was one of my higher seeds versus Jugglin' Josh. They make videos together all the time. I had to throw Josh in here. Josh is a really good team hooper. Not as much one-on-one, but I thought it would be really fun to watch them go one-on-one since they make videos together all the time. Next we got Caleb Nash Feemster versus Cash Nasty. So Caleb the higher seed, Cash Nasty the lower seed, but physically, I think there would be a lot of banging, a lot of post-ups, a lot of physical defense. I would love to see that one-on-one. So if we could make that happen, that would be great. Again, really good first round matchup so far. B-Dot, the higher seed, versus Ty the Guy, the lower seed. B-Dot, we've seen, has played overseas, has crushed celebrity games. B-Dot would be one of my higher seeds on this bracket versus Ty the Guy. Ty the Guy lost to Chris Staples recently pretty badly. It wasn't really close, and I think B-Dot and Chris Staples would have a close game, but I think physically, height-wise, it would be a good matchup first round. Next, we got Marcellus and Jesser. Marcellus being the higher seed, Jesser being the lower seed. This I thought would be interesting, and I tried to keep the first round games as competitive as possible, but Marcellus is more skilled, but Jesser has more height and more length. So I think Marcellus would give him trouble in speed and in shooting and quickness, but I think Jesser would give him more trouble in finishing over Marcellus and giving Marcellus some trouble on defense. All right, up to the right side of the bracket we go. AJ Lepre, one of my top seeds on the right side of the bracket, against Brawadis. It was tough to put AJ against really anyone just because Brawadis is skilled. We've seen him play some one-on-ones before. I think AJ would be a tough matchup for him, but that's kind of like a higher seed, lower seed game. Who knows, maybe AJ has an off day. Next, I got T-Jazz and Rice Gum. So I think T-Jazz gives Rice Gum some trouble with quickness and just overall skill. But I think Rice Gum sometimes surprises people. I think Rice Gum is skilled. I think Rice Gum can make shots. And if T-Jazz isn't making shots, there's a chance that Rice Gum slips in there. Next, we have DDG and Mook from Cool Kicks. I haven't seen DDG play much. I've seen him on other brackets. I feel like he's fair to put in this bracket. I know you guys want to see him hoop. And I got Mook from Cool Kicks. I feel like this is a great matchup for size, for height, for skill level. This is kind of one of those like middle of the brackets, could go either way, like 4 versus 5. I chose Mook from Cool Kicks because he's the best of the 3. Like I said in my top 50 YouTube Hooper video, Cool Kicks YouTube channel is crushing. They're almost at like 1 million subscribers. So he's definitely a YouTube Hooper, and that would be a great matchup. Next, I got Jay Jones as the higher seed, Kais as the lower seed. Kais wasn't included in the other ones. Kais has played some one-on-ones. Kais beat Flight. Kais is looking to play other people. I think him and Jay Jones would be an okay matchup. Kais would give him maybe some physical problems because Kais is bigger, just like thicker, but Jay is really quick, so it would be a little tricky, but Jay Jones the higher seed in that matchup. All right, higher seed in this one, J-Law versus Kenny Chow. Cow or Chow, I never know how to say his name, I gotta ask him. J-Law is really skilled, is tall, lanky, strong. Kenny Chow, I've seen, seems like he's skilled. Physically, I think Kenny would struggle, but I think it would be a fun matchup to watch. Next, I got White Iverson and Bree Green. I put these two together because they're both kind of like street ball players. I think it would be a really fun game to watch. White Iverson, obviously the higher seed in this game, but Bree's got some game and she's got some like flair, and so does White Iverson. So watching flair against flair would be a pretty fun game to watch. Next, I got LSK and Jenna Bandy. LSK has the size, he has the skill, he played organized basketball. I just thought it would be fun to maybe see if Jenna could get her shot off. If Jenna got hot, maybe she could steal a win. LSK the higher seed there. Fun first round matchup to watch. And lastly, in the bottom right corner, one of the more physical matchups, one of the more interesting matchups of the entire bracket. Devin the Lab as the higher seed, Zach TTG as the lower seed. Dev really skilled, really crafty. Zach just a hustler, will play his heart out. Super physical. Depends if you're playing with rebounds or no rebounds. That game would be an interesting one. It would be a really physical, really intense game, but I think a really good game to close out the first round of the Influencer one-on-one tournament. All right, so I want you guys commenting below and letting me know who you think would win in these matchups. If you think this is a good bracket, if you think I did this bracket better than the other brackets that are out there right now, I think this is pretty fair. I think these matchups would be great first round matchups, and I think this would make a really competitive tournament. Hopefully, post-coronavirus, we can make something like this happen and get sponsors and do fans and do all that, because I think it would be sick and people would love it. and all of it would go viral. Next video, I'm going to take this to the next level, and we are going to choose the winners of each game and why each person would win these games. If you guys think I missed anyone, left anyone out, put someone in here you don't think should be in here, also let me know that. Also let me know why no one's including me on these lists. Please tell me why. But yeah, I wanted to hop on the train and make my own video and show you guys my opinion on all of this. Let's follow along, share with a friend. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe below. Make sure you're staying tuned. I am considering posting more often, which I think would really help the channel. I post 2 times a week now, Monday, Thursday, 4 p.m. I've also been playing around with the time a little bit, 3:30, 4 p.m. Next video, Monday, 3:30, 3:45, 4 p.m. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you can be first to comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. For today, we're out. Peace.